Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Dear brothers and sisters, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, and welcome to this 22nd reflection on the Quran, the 22nd juz I'm speaking about, and in particular from the surah Al-Ahzab, the Confederates, and one verse in particular which I've found repeatedly throughout my life, one that is being most prominent because I've met people who fulfill the meaning behind this verse. But before I do, I want to explain in his explanation في ظلال al-Quran, Sayyid Qutb explains about Surah Al-Ahzab and the verses therein because of the difficulties that were faced by the believers at the time. They were surrounded and they were surrounded by the Confederates who'd joined together with the pagans of Mecca to fight and to defeat and destroy the fledgling Islamic State. And he says something that is which is very, very prominent to me, and that is that he says that no one will understand the Quranic texts until and unless they experience and face for themselves those circumstances that the early Muslims faced. So this is a really important one because we can talk and be scholastic about so many things and give the explanation and the tafsir and know all the hadith and so forth and be bookworms about various aspects of Islam. But until you live it and experience it and taste it, how can you truly understand that which you never experienced? So the verse that I want to talk to you about is the one in which Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, من المؤمنين رجال صدقوا ما عهد الله عليه ومنهم من قضى نحبه فمنهم من قضى نحبه ومنهم من ينتظر وما بدلوا تبديلا. Amongst the believers are those who are true to their covenant with Allah. Amongst them are some who have passed away, i.e. been martyred, and others who are still waiting, and they change not one iota. This verse was revealed about two Sahaba, the ulama say. One was Malik bin Nadr, and the other was Talha ibn Ubaidullah, one of the Ashara al-Mubashirin bil-Jannah, one of the 10 granted paradise. And it's because these two had both sacrificed themselves. In the case of Malik bin Nadr, he fought at the Battle of Uhud and he was killed to the point at which he had been struck so many times over his body, over 80 times, that it was almost impossible for his sister to recognize him except through some mark that she recognized. And the other was Talha ibn Ubaidullah, who at the Battle of Uhud defended the Prophet ﷺ, had his hand cut, and was known as Shaheed al-Hayy, the living martyr, because he defended the Prophet ﷺ with his very body. And the Prophet ﷺ said of him is that he is, even though he's alive, from amongst those who did al-qada nahba, that he actually passed away, but he was still alive. I've come across people, brothers and sisters, who are like this, who are true to their covenant with Allah. I've buried some of them with my hands in Bosnia, in Afghanistan, in Syria, in Britain, and elsewhere. There are people like Dr. Isa Abdul Rahman who are buried in Syria, who died in Syria, and who I knew in Syria, who'd sacrificed his life for coming over and helping the people. And there are people still in Syria, doctors and aid workers and others defending the Syrian people, helping them, and in other places around the world. There are those who are speaking the word of truth and being tortured and targeted for doing so, and they change not one iota. Sayyid Qutb in his tafsir says that when these words from the Quran are lived, they are no longer words and sentences, but they are a source of power and energy for the believer. So I pray that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala makes these words من المؤمنين رجال صدقوا ما عهد الله عليه فمنهم من قضى نحبه ومنهم من ينتظر وما بدلوا تبديلا. I pray that these become a source of inspiration for us, for you, that we stand up, that we are true to our covenant with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and that we either live it as we are or wait for the time when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala takes us and that He's pleased with us. وجزاكم الله خير والسلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.